You know, when you walk through the city of Detroit, when you drive, oftentimes we meet those poor people whom we would call homeless. Imagine how it feels when you don't have a place where to stay overnight. Imagine how it feels if you don't have a place where you feel home, welcomed, when homeless because they didn't have a home. The same in Polish language. Forgive me those linguistical observations, but that's my background in linguistics, as you know. In Polish, we also say basically bezdomni, those who are like homeless. In Italian, though, they say senza tetto, which means those who have no roof. And I do believe that roof indicates a very important part of any building and of a church as well. There was a linguist born in Switzerland, Ferdinand de Saussure. He was kind of important in the history of linguistics. And he compared a language or learning a language to like you build a house. You need the foundations, you need to put the walls, and there was 3 steps. The first one is called phonology, the sounds. In fact, all the languages are made of sounds, vowels and consonants. And then you need to put together those individual sounds into individual words, verbs, nouns, and so on. The first one was called phonology. Now it's the second one is morphology. But if I ask you, you can repeat after me. Let's say in Latin, for example, you can repeat after me the vowels a, e, I, o, u, and you can do this easily. You can even repeat after me the individual words, Dominus, Ecclesia, which means the church. Do you speak that language? Not yet. It's not enough to be able to repeat. What we have to do, we need to put together and observe certain rules that we call syntax, obviously. And Ferdinand de Saussure compared those rules of syntax to a roof. When you build a house, the roof makes so that, he used this French expression, tout se soutient, everything is well kept together. You know when I'm talking about this, because if you look up from the outside, maybe with the help of a drone, you will see that our roof needs to be replaced. We need to work on it. And the roof is, for a building like a church, for any building, is something that gives you this idea of being home, because you are not afraid of snow, of rain, and we know how it may rain and snow here in Michigan. And when I'm thinking about the roof of our church, what reminds me also the words we always repeat before we receive the Holy Communion. Lord, I am not worthy that you should enter under my roof, but only say the word, and my soul shall be healed. The Lord is here in this tabernacle, not now because we removed for this presentation the Most Blessed Sacrament, but he is under this roof. And he's also in our hearts, under the roof of our own hearts, and so he's always with us. And as we do take care of the roof, so to speak, of our spiritual life, in the same way, I as a pastor, as administrator of this parish, we need also to take care of the finances and of this external aspect of our being together, worshiping together in this church. Yeah, that's the first thing that we need to work on. But the Saussure continued talking about, it cannot be this. I mean, there are different buildings, different languages, different sounds in terms of vowels, consonants, and every language, every building is different. There is something that will distinguish, that is unique to every language, as you know. And the same with our building, with the church. We need to make, it has to be warm when it's cold outside, and the opposite, refreshing, cozy. It has to be, as Saint Peter said in today's gospel, it has to be beautiful. It is beautiful, you all agree with me, but we need to keep this beauty for the generations to come. And what, in the language, when you study the languages, what makes them beautiful, it's the way they sound. For example, Italian language, it's so beautiful, but so many details and I do believe in a building like this, what makes it special, unique, are these stained glass windows. Once again, so many of them, and they all require our attention. Stained glass windows, the idea of stained glass windows is that they are transparent, so the light can come from the outside into this, and we can admire them. They are not just windows, but windows with the saints. We have the Holy Family, St. Valentine's, and so many saints, and through these stained glass windows we can admire the life of the saints and ask them for intercession. They are transparent, and I believe so that in the same way we are part of the same church, the church in heaven, the saints, and the church in purgatory, our deceased, and the church who is here, all of us. And I think that when we will be working on reparation, to make reparations on the stained glass windows, we should fill them with our efforts, with our good actions, so that these beautiful stained glass windows that make this church so unique, so beautiful, will remain forever. Forever, I mean in this church for as long, and I hope this will be really for a long, long time to come. But at the same time, while we fill those windows with our good actions, with our efforts, we will we'll start building already, as we are, this house that will never be destroyed. And I'm talking about our Father's house in heaven. So, my dear friends, whatever we do here in our parish truly remains forever and for eternity. So let's put this in the spiritual way, that it's not just a campaign because we need money to, but there is something more. And I probably have not expressed this very eloquently, but there is something more that is taking place in this church and in the life of each one of us.